This guy. So Matt asked me to give you guys a little bit of a speech. This is kind of wild, I'm not gonna lie. I got it prepared 5 minutes ago. So I was driving over here and I'm like trying to stay awake. I was up pretty late last night doing an edit. Came out pretty good. Anyway, good to see you guys. My name is Caleb, if I haven't met you. I was creative here for the last 4 years. And I got a really cool opportunity to go to Iowa, which is pretty wild. I'm gonna go be a student there, go join their creative team, and while I'm a student, create content, hopefully, you know, dabble my feet with cool stuff over there and learn what they know and try to just be the best creative I can be. So I guess I was gonna kind of just tell you guys my story, and I think it might resonate with some of you guys who maybe are new to this or like just getting into it for the first time. So I'm originally from Wisconsin, born and raised, represent. Nobody here knows where that is. All right. But I was 18 at the time when I was in high school, and it was actually during COVID. I'm chopped. All right, anyway, it was during COVID, and I remember I was like filming games and doing like video camera stuff there with my little Canon, my little Rebel, and I was like, dude, I'm like a pro right now, and it was so bad. But it was really fun, and I was not really sure if it was a career for me at the time. I was kind of like, I don't think it's gonna be something I can pursue. And so I remember I sat down and I had dinner with my dad, and I was like, Dad, what did you do at 18 years old? And he was like, I was doing acid. You're doing drugs, bro? He's like, yeah. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I joined the Navy at 19 though, and it was the best decision I ever made in my entire life. So I was like, all right. He was like, so? He's like, you're not doing acid yet. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, so now's your time. He's like, you're 18. He's like, you're getting out of high school and you want to find a reliable career. Go join the Navy. And I was like, hoo-yah, dude, I'll join the Navy. And so I was like, okay, this will be cool. And so at 18, I joined the Navy, and my goal was to go see the world, meet new people, and like position myself in a place where I didn't know anyone, because everybody in my hometown, you know, everybody knew everybody was dating everybody, and I was like, I don't want to be in a little hometown where everyone knows everyone. I want to go somewhere where I can go and be my own person and meet new people and not have anyone know me. So I got stationed in Florida originally, and then I was there for 6 months, and then went to Mississippi. And when I was in Mississippi, I found out where I was going to be for the next 4 years, and it was Lemoore, California. So as you guys can imagine, when you find out that you're going to Lemoore, California, and you thought you were going to see the world and go on the boat and go to Japan, and they're putting you in Mexico Junior, you're like, yo, that might be wild. All right, my bad. But I did not expect to be put in Lemoore. I thought I was going to go and travel and see the world and do these marvelous things. And the Lord had different plans, and I got stationed in Lemoore, and if I'm being honest with you guys, it was really rough when I first got here. I was like super depressed and just hurt because I thought I was going to do all these cool things that my dad had did. He had gone to all these countries, sailed on the seas, gone all these places, and I'm like, damn, bro, I got shore duty in Lemoore, California. I'm like, that's brutal, bro. And so 2 weeks into being here, I was on Google Maps, and I zoom out, and I see Fresno. Oh yeah, I was like, I wonder if that's the same Fresno as Fresno State on NCAA 13 from my Xbox 360. That's the only way that was the only thing I knew about Fresno. Isn't that crazy? And so, sure enough, it was. And then I just thought, okay, well, I'm a big sports guy, and I really miss it. Like, I'm not playing sports anymore. I'm in the Navy, and I don't know anyone. I'm in the middle of nowhere, so why not reach out to, you know, see if I can't get my foot in the door with sports somehow. And I had done it in high school, but I kind of gave up on it. I didn't think it was for me. And then when I got out here, I was like, dude, I need to do something. Like, Lemoore is brutal. I don't like this place. And so the director at the time was Andrew, and I shot him an email 2 weeks into being here. And I was like, yo, Andrew, my name's Caleb. I have a camera. I have a laptop. I have all this equipment. I didn't have anything. Just made that up, dude. I was like, I had to put the door somehow. And so I told him about all this stuff, and I CC'd Matt too, because I was like, Matt's the assistant. Like, he didn't have a profile picture on the website, but I was like, dude, he's gonna vouch for me. And sure enough, dude, I got an email back, and like literally the same day, and Andrew was like, yeah, he's like, you want to offer your time for free? He's like, we can't say no to that. I'll have a meeting with us. And so I drive up, and I had this meeting with Andrew and Matt. I remember it like it was yesterday. And the first thing they did, they brought me in and they just asked me my story, and I thought it was so cool how they were invested in me. I was like, damn, bro, these guys are sick. Like, they're not just all about themselves. Like, they really want to help somebody out like myself. And you know, I'm 19 and I don't know where I am, and everyone is different than me. So, you know what I mean? It was kind of wild. And then, yeah, I was basically just like, hey, like, I don't need money. I'll be honest, I lied. I don't have a camera. I don't have anything. I have a backpack with nothing in it right now. You know what I mean? Like, so if it's possible, I just want to join your guys' creative team. I think what you guys do is so cool, you know? And they're like showing me footage from Fresno State at USC from the week before, and I'm like, they just filmed that? Like, that's so cool. And so, yeah, so I was just like, hey, I'll be up here every weekend. If there's baseball, if there's softball, if there's soccer, if there's football, I'll do anything. I just want to be here with a camera in my hand and be outside of Lemoore. And they were gracious enough to grant me that opportunity. And so at 19 years old, 2 weeks into California, I was on the sidelines of a D1 football game holding the camera, and I was like, what is going on, bro? Like, where am I right now? And it was the coolest experience ever, and I just fell in love with it. I was like, this is where I feel like I have like connection, you know? I felt like I was where I belonged. I felt like I was around sports. I was around people that like sports, people that know ball, you know what I mean? Like, that was so big for me. And from there, I just fell in love with it. And then I was like, every single weekend, I'm gonna be in Fresno. I don't care what's going on. If it's a party, if it's a creative thing, if it's sports, whatever it is. And more often than not, it happened to be creative stuff. And so I just found myself making this road trip, and I'm like, all right, dude, let me make the best content I can make. I wasn't looking at other stuff really at Fresno State. I was looking at Oregon, I was looking at Ohio State, and I was like, dude, we're at a D1 school. We can do that. Like, we can be that level, you know? And so from there, I just started trying to level up in every possible way. And the biggest thing that I can tell you guys, my first, like, I guess, like, what do you call it, you know, point for the day is when I was at Fresno State, my whole mindset here was don't look left and right. Like, I'm not looking at what he's doing, I'm not looking at what she's doing. I'm looking at where do I want to be? Like, the ultimate goal is where do I want to be? And someday that's a creative director at a Power 5 school or a Power 4 school, or that's, you know, working for a professional team. And so I'm like, okay, well, if that's where I want to be, then those are the people that I'm going to look at. So I'm not looking left, not looking right. Obviously, I'm looking at Matt and Andrew because they're my boss, you know, and like, I want to be like these guys someday. But I was like, the work that I want to do is work that looks like it's Power 5, you know what I mean? NFL, MLB, that level. And then from there, I just started trying to perfect my craft as much as I could. So I was never trying to compete with anyone, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, I want to be the best version of myself that I can be and compete with myself. And so, yeah, I just fell in love with it. And then, yeah, did 4 years here. I was lucky enough to get a part-time opportunity after my first year, which was really cool. And so I had double income while I was in the Navy, and I'm still broke. That's crazy. So, but yeah, it was so cool. And the other thing I want to tell you guys is the whole time I was here, my heart was for making Fresno State look as cool as I possibly could. I didn't care what people thought Caleb Prods' account looked like. I was like, I want to try to make Fresno State look as good as I can. Because the people that are the directors at schools, the people that are in those positions with professional teams, they're really good at making their team look really good. You know what I mean? They're not on there like side questing out to high schools and stuff. I did do that. Cats out the bag. It worked out. But you know, people that I think are in those positions of leadership at big schools, they're good at making their brand look good. And so that was really important to me. And so since I was here, my whole mindset was, how can I make Fresno State look like the best brand of the Mountain West? How can I make Fresno State look like an SEC team here in the Central Valley, or a Big Ten team here in the Central Valley? And so I just fell in love with it. And you know, I was lucky enough to kind of just make a lot of connections through Instagram. And the other thing too, like the last point that I'll make is, don't be afraid to go up to people and just be like, yo, my name's Gil, what's your name? Or yo, my name's, you know, Isaiah, what's your name? Like, introduce yourself to people, because I feel like that helps me so much, like growing my portfolio, growing my connections, and even with you guys. Like, I look around the room and I don't really think I'm not looking at you guys like, oh, their work was good or their work was bad. I'm looking around and thinking, damn, like, I'm gonna miss these people. Like, we had some of the dopest conversations. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I had a deep talk with like everyone in here at some point, and like, that's the stuff that I'm gonna remember, and that's the stuff that I just want to encourage you guys, like, go and meet people, say hi to people. Don't be that weird creative that like sits there and like side eyes people. You know what I mean? Like, be the dope creative that's like, what's up, dog? Like, how you doing? Where are you from, man? You know? And so, yeah, so that's kind of my little spiel for you guys. I was very lucky and blessed to kind of do this, and it was such an honor, you know, working under Matt and Andrew and Nick. So we met 5 minutes ago. Okay, so he seems dope though. You guys got a dope director, and so yeah, I'm just very blessed to be here.